Hello guys, so since you requested it, I'm gonna show you real quick how to craft the small cluster jewels for armor stacker builds. Let's go over the basic first. So I'm gonna pull up Craft of Exile so you know what we want as a base is a small cluster jewel, item level 84 with the reservation efficiency. Always 3 passives, not 2. 3 passives is what you need. And I'm gonna pull over Craft of Exile real quick to show you what we want, what you must have on the prefixes is the notable introspection and the 35% increased effect. That can only roll on item level 84, as well as all the tier 1 mods of the suffixes also need item level 84, so that's why we're going for item level 84 base. And there's basically, like with most clusters, there's 2.5 ways to craft this. Either we go the old way, take it, transform, and alt spam until you hit something good. Now let's see what good would be. So again, we need in the prefixes introspection and 35% increased effect. So one of those two prefixes you have to hit before continuing. Suffixes can be very wide. So of course T1 Fire Res is one of the most wanted mods. But since you can change it with Harvest, so cold or lightning would also be good. T1 all attributes or even lower intelligence, all Ellie Res, also very sought after because people mostly take care of their other resistances and their attributes they are missing over the cluster, so those are really good too. A higher strength roll can also be really sought after. Like most armor stackers will build what they need in terms of attributes or other resistances from those clusters because it's the most easiest way to do it. So if you hit anything of that, intelligence, all element resistances, high fire, cold or lightning res, all good. Someone will want it in one way or the other. What we don't want to hit usually is chaos resistance, because most of them are usually playing it on Scion as a CI build, so chaos resistance does nothing. Don't try around with it. The increased mana regeneration rate and the increased life regeneration is also not so thought after. And dexterity usually gets covered with all attributes mostly, so people don't really want that as a singular mod. They want to more like cover it with all attributes, because all attributes of course also give them intelligence, which increases their energy shield and their mana. So dexterity not very sought after. Could still sell, depends if someone might need it, but that's basically what you want to look for. And then your usual cluster craft with the most painful way, alt spamming until you have at least, like here, tier 1 all attributes. But since you need both prefixes, you can't like really go on here with Regal. So you would have to annul. Okay, you hit your all attributes, then augment again, wrong notable again. It's painful. Here tier 1 intelligence, very great, but you get the wrong notable. It's a pain. I wouldn't even like try to go on until unless you have at least one of the prefixes that you want. If you don't have one of these two, then like don't go on with Regal and Exalt and then later and all. That's really too painful. But what you can do, maybe not this. Let's take this. And what's more like the way I do it is with fossils, because when we take a look at Craft of Exile, most of these notables, except for introspection and replenishing presence, all have a variety of tags, so we can block quite a lot of the shit we don't want to get with fossils. And the way for fossils to do would be a 3 resonator fossil, or 3 socket resonator, with the dense fossil to block all life modifiers, the pristine fossil to block all defense modifiers, and the shuddering fossil to block all mana modifiers. So if we do that here in Craft of Exile, we take the dense fossil, we take the pristine fossil, and we take the shuddering fossil, and now all of a sudden all prefixes that can be rolled are the increased damage, the increased effect, the notable we want, the introspection, or replenishing presence. No other prefixes can be rolled, so that's usually the way I go, because it's less painful. And in the suffixes we also blocked 2 of the nodes we don't want anyway, so the only mods it can roll we usually don't want is dexterity and chaos res. So that's usually the best way to go. It does cost quite a bit more than just going for alteration spamming, but what I would do, like prepare a bunch of them and then roll over a bunch of them at a time, because you might hit one that's has a fire and an all attribute, and another that has a fire and intelligence, and so you have some leeway. And because all of them can sell, try not to go for that one perfect combination you have in mind, like T1 fire plus T1 all elemental res, but just see what matches you got and then try to price check it. But that's usually your best way, just go for resonators. You see here we got right away, we got the increased damage we don't want, we got a fire res, low roll, and we got the increased effect. Okay, in this case you could say, okay, let's try Exalted if we get the introspection, but since we don't have a fossil now anymore that's blocking all of the other notables, it's really likely that we get one of the notables we don't like, or armor or life or something like that. Yeah. No, we can't because we already have increased damage, sorry. But we got T1 strength. So now we could check if we could annul the increased damage off, we can. It could still be nice, but now with the Exalt we really have a bunch of mods that can hit. You can try and go on, or you just go on with another fossil, another resonator, until you have a better base to go on from. Like this is also not bad, but we have to annul off the increased damage and then Exalt Slam 35% increased effect and introspection. It's annoying. I wouldn't go that way. But basically, yeah, that's how you do it until you have a good mod. When you have like four really good mods on with good tier roll range, what I can recommend if you want to craft on later, try a fracturing orb, because you can hit bunch of stuff. It's no loss. For example, on this I tried it and I hit the 35% increased effect, which is the second best mod you can fracture. The best is always introspection, because then on the Exalt Slam there's not that many mods left to hit after all other notables are blocked, because introspection is already locked in. You can also say you buy yourself some with the fractured introspection, because again, if you use your resonator here, the only thing that's left to roll if introspection is already in on the prefix is increased effect and increased damage. So if it rolls a prefix, it's like, what is this? I think damage has 4 tiers or 5, and effect is like 2 tiers, so 7 to 1 that you hit your increased effect with some good suffix mods. But of course, getting a fractured introspection will be more expensive, so you have to weigh yourself how much you want to spend. You have no budget at all, you want to go with these alteration spams, because the base is not that expensive. Like base item level 84, 3 passives, 30 chaos. That's not that expensive, but buying hundreds of resonators and fossils, that will come at a price. And buying already fractured ones, that's already expensive. You're at 18 divine base here. So yeah, what I would try though, if you get something like this here, introspection, tier 2 fire, tier 3 all res, try to fracture it yourself. Use a fracturing orb, see what you can get. If you get introspection, nice. Then try roll it again for a more perfect one to get a good payout. And otherwise, when you're rolling it, always price check all the time, because again, it's not like there's only one good combo of suffixes. Many combos are like possible and are can get quite expensive. So if we just took a price check here, there's only 2 listed with tier 3 and tier 2 for 60 and 80 divine. If we look at this one here, which has I think it's both tier 2, all attributes and fire res, and we check out this one, then we're also at 35, 44, 45 div. So always check different things that can roll here and check if it's worth something, because most of them will still be worth something. Even this year, tier 1 intelligence, what is it, tier it's double T1, yeah, of course. So double T1 intelligence and all attributes, 95, 100 div. So always check, always double and triple check. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit here now and try 100 slams to get a good one perfect on video, but I've made quite a few in the past. If you want to do that to make some money, just try it out yourself. And with that, I'm gonna say good luck and have a nice day.